Okay guys, what I have here today is a Promark Shadow GPS drone. It is a P70 series, and underneath here is the normal orbital camera. Anyways, if you push this little button underneath here, let me see if I can get a kind of a close-up of it or not. There's this little button right here that you push, and then you push this camera forward, and then you unplug it from these two spots right here. Now later on I'm going to have to take this camera apart and hook up the Wi-Fi, but I'm going to show you how to hook up this camera I've chosen. And I've chosen a DJI Action camera because it fits the specifics in the weight and also the frequency, because this RC drone runs on 2.4 gigahertz from the remote. The DJI Action camera runs on 5 gigahertz, and I should be able to run them both at the same time and still get video to control this, and it shouldn't interfere with the transmitter, the remote. Also, what I have gotten, and this is the DJI Action camera. It's a 4K camera. It's a pretty good alternative to a GoPro. It's a little bit lighter. This is a very light camera. Has a touch screen on the back. And then this right here, I bought off of eBay. A lot of people don't show the tops to these. This little part right here, that will fit right on to a Promark Shadow GPS P70 series. Now I'll show you, since I have removed the camera on the bottom of this quadcopter. You can see, well, hold on, I don't know if you can see or not because the light is kind of bright right there, but you can see that, look, you take it and it fits and just snaps right on. So you don't have to do any modding or anything for that to fit right on. And it's kind of cushiony right here for that to move back and forth, and it will make the quadcopter look kind of like that. So that's pretty neat, and that will give you a much better camera than this one that's built on. It has a little grainy effect, or jello effect, sorry, like when it shakes it's jello-y. Another thing is when it sees light a lot, it will actually put like colored in with like black pixels. I hear a lot of people complain of that. I myself have had that happen. So inside this camera, it has the Wi-Fi board that communicates with, it has the antenna that communicates with the controller. So that part, I'm going to have to take this camera apart and plug it underneath of the cradle that I got, and I'm going to tie it on to the landing gear. You will see that in the video. And also, I will not need to use the onboard video anymore, since the camera is going to be running on a different frequency. The transmitter is going to be running on 2.4. The DJI Action camera is going to be running on 5. So we should be able to pair those two up without it interfering with each other and have a lot better. And also, the DJI 4K Action camera has electronic image stabilization, which is EIS, and that will, you know, when it shakes, take out a lot of shakiness. Has a much better CMOS sensor, 12 megapixel, and we shouldn't get any jello effect. A lot more smoothness. It's going to be running, it can record at 4K, but I'm going to be recording at 1080p by 60 frames a second, and see what you think compared to the original quality of this built-in camera. Okay, one other thing I forgot to tell you is on the stand here, the little cradle that I got off eBay. This was $6, by the way, in case you guys are wondering. And I'll put a link in the description below. But what I'm going to have to do, you see this Yi 4K camera will not entirely fit in that cradle. What I have to do is shave just a little bit off of each corner of this cradle, but this cradle will already fit a wide variety of cameras, so you may want to go ahead and test to see. I'll give you a list of compatible cameras that are already ready to go, but I will show you what it looks like once I get this shaved down, and then this is able to clip in there. Okay, I'll see you guys in a few. Okay guys, what I have done is, I don't know if you can tell or not, but as you can see, the side of this crate still has this lip over it, and this side does not. You see how that has been shaved off, and I shaved it off with this knife. And what I did was, what that allowed was for my Yi camera to snap into place, and it's not going to come out. So it snaps into place now, and it also made it to where that this camera, this mount will still work with the GoPro and all of those other cameras. It didn't ruin the mount at all, and that's a good thing. So as you can see here, I just tuck that little mount right there, kind of shaved it off, and it's still over on this side, and that gives the room for the Yi action cameras to go underneath the clip here. Now if for some reason you don't feel that it's secure, you can put a zip tie over this to hold it in, but I'm not going to be doing that. I think it's plenty good enough. So that is what I've done, and you can get these cradles for like $6. Sometimes it fluctuates to around $7 off of eBay. I would set the region to USA only, and you can get them faster. Because I mean, if you wanted to get these from China or whatever, and you don't mind waiting, you can get these for like $2 or $3. Okay, I'm getting ready to mount this thing, and I'll show you what it looks like, you guys. Okay guys, I have one of the steps complete in the camera modification. This right here is a zip tie that also, even though it clips on, I don't want to take any risk in losing my, well, of course I'm taking a risk, it's going to be on a drone, but I want to take as little risk as possible for this camera falling off of the drone when it's in the air. So I've took a zip tie and I've secured it onto the mount too, and like I said, I used a little bit of carving tools because the Yi 4K action camera will not default fit in this this gimbal here. That's what they call this mount. That's what they call them that fit onto the drones. But, and see, once it's mounted even to the drone, if I wanted to leave it plugged in there, I can, and charge my Yi 4K. Now remember, the Yi 4K has a 5 gigahertz frequency, so I'm going to be testing to see if that 5 gigahertz can coexist with the 2.4 onto the transmitter. If it does, then that will be awesome, because I will have full flight view as I'm recording, and that will tickle me. I don't have a rhyme, but anyways, it'll make me happy, guys. because, you know, I just want to get some really good footage of the sky. Who doesn't? Anyway, I'll show you the next step. I'm going to be taking apart the original camera. Okay, now if you're like everybody else out there, you just don't give up. You keep modding and you kind of want to see how everything works. And that's how I am. I just don't give up. So, what I'm going to do, I am going to take this camera apart. This camera here that comes with the Promark GPS or the Shadow GPS P70 series, because what it has is the Wi-Fi here, and I'm going to have to modify it because I'm modifying the camera. This right here is the signal. This carries the signal that goes out to the transmitter. And yes, I have multiple of these cameras. I bought them on a pallet. So this camera was kind of damaged anyway, so I don't really have to worry too much about it. I will be keeping the innards though, the inner parts, in case I ever need to reuse them. It's really hard to find a skinny enough screwdriver to fit in these. But these are Phillips head screws. I can feel them kind of coming loose. Yep. I see that side prying up. This other side's being a little more a pain. Oh, come on. Come on, little guy. So I'm going to try to open the camera. Okay, that's opening. Let me get a spudger. In my kit here. Kind of make this open more. Okay, I'm opening it up, not really the way I'm supposed to, because this is flimsy plastic, and I really don't care anyway. So guys, I don't really have the best screwdrivers to do this, so I'm just going to open it up by peeling the plastic away, forcefully. Okay, there's not really much to that there, look at that. Okay, inside of there, of the camera, you have, let's see what we have here. This was the motor to move back and forth the camera once it's in the air. Let's see where this, right here, wow. Let's see, I can dissect this a little bit. I won't waste your guys' time too much here. It looks like, again, if you want to see some of this up close, this looks like the little tiny camera, and it can come off the front of this here. by this little screw. There's like one screw holding that little camera in, besides the casing to the orbital circle sphere. That's what I'll call it. A little tiny housing, and then you have your camera. This is the camera. Look at that, guys. You guys ever seen that before? I always wondered what was inside there. And that's all it is. It's behind that little sphere. Me try to get rid of some of the lighting, so try to get it just right where you can see that. And let's see what it connects to. We're going to have to open this because, don't worry, my little screwdriver will fit this. We're now opening the connector where it connected to the drone underneath of it. And this should give me complete access to everything here. I mean, I'm not really surprised there's not much to it. You know, the Chinese manufacturers make these as cheaply as possible. And all I'm doing today is a mod to get better video quality in the air. And usually you have to get a Maverick or a Phantom or even a Hubsan to do that. And since I have a fleet of these, and this is extra part anyway, I'm just seeing what mods I can do and what will work. And that way, if you guys want to do it, you can. Well, it looks like this is what's in there, guys. Look, see if I can get a close-up. Action cameras don't really have a zoom button, guys. Didn't know if you knew that or not, but it's true. Okay. Now, there's the camera. Here's the PCB board, printed circuit board. And this is the wiring. This is where the micro SD card would go. Right in there. Very tiny board here. And then this, which was a separate ribbon cable, was completely to, that's one of the ribbon cables would be completely to this motor, which would work the camera. It would be here, and it would tell the camera to go up or down. So that's what one of those are for. Now, there's a lot of hot glue on this. So this is going to have to carry most of the weight of the original camera. And I want to go ahead and pop it out of this. This is what they call a ZIF socket. And this pops up, and this flex cable should just pop right on out of there. And it does. They had it connected to hot glue. There, that is done. Have this magnet on there. So there's the little Wi-Fi board. I'm going to try to get all the weight I can off of here by all this hot glue. I'm going to leave the hot glue on the Wi-Fi. Anywhere I can take weight off of this drone, I'm going to. Okay, now that will give me the drone. The next part. But look at all these pieces, guys. And then this is what's in there that your camera connects to. Your camera, I could disconnect the camera right there. And the SD card went right in there. Okay, next step. What I'm doing now, which may fail, I don't know, I'm attaching the Wi-Fi antenna to the landing gear leg with electrical tape. Looks like this is going to have to come over here a little bit. The Wi-Fi controller board. Oh heck, I'm going to try it up here too, guys. You see, this is where the antenna is. This is where the antenna is, guys. And I'm going to connect it to right there. Hopefully it won't disbalance the weight too much. Putting this on tight to try to weatherproof it. Okay, as you can see, this is kind of the end result in what it looks like. There it is, connected to the bottom. And what I'm going to try to do now, since that's back that way, is connect. Let's unplug the charger for right now, and let's see if this will connect to looks like it will connect to the original, and that's, well, knocked my camera. Looks like it's going to connect, guys. Okay, guys, here's what it looks like when it is completed. There's the 4K on there. And this is the mod here on the side that is plugged in underneath that housing, and the Wi-Fi antenna is pointed straight down, as you can see right there. We're going to see what this does. I'm going to go take it on a test flight.